Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Sammy here, and today I have the speed build for Main Street. So I'm starting right off by going into the structural layout of the buildings. I first set down some colored blocks to get the general measurements of what I want, and then I'll go in with the colors. And here I'm doing the sidewalk. And then the door. I had a problem with the door on the salon because unlike in The Sims 4 where you can just split the difference of a single door and a two tile, or Sims 3 where you have single doors that take up two tiles, you're kind of just at the mercy of whatever you have in the Sims 2. Like you can't put a double door on you can't put a single door on a double spot, is what I meant to say. Also, I apologize for the graphics. I was trying to fix it for like an hour yesterday, and there was no way to make the build faster and put them all together and have the graphics be higher. But if you want, I have the raw files that are in 5 parts, and the graphics on those are much higher, much higher. So now I'm just working on the front of the bank, and I had a really hard time with the roofs of all of these, but I think at the end it came out really nice. And I do at some point go and put in the great sky totality or something to make it prettier while I'm building, but I also take it out before I uploaded it to Mediafire, so you don't have to have that installed to download the slot, even though I really think you should. I'll put a link for that in the description below. Here I'm just working on the bank vault. Now you'll see too that I have at some point given up on the accuracy of the layout and the inside of it and just go for practicality and functionality and what's just fun for the Sims and what looks nice. So you'll see that a lot with the bank. This bank is one of the oldest banks in town, but you're gonna be in there a long time because they only have one little counter and they only have that little office in the back. So if like you need to make a withdrawal anyway. Fortunately though, if you just want to make like a really quick withdrawal of like $100, you're not gonna be. You get in and out pretty quick if there's not many people around. Or cashing a check. Sometimes cashing a check is pretty fast too. Then here I'm adding the counter, and I put the wall around it and the glass thing. I almost did a Q&A over this, but I thought maybe I should leave the Q&A as its own thing. Here I am just adding in the bank vaults. I use these wardrobes because they look like little vaults, and I like that. And then I added in the computer. I wanted to add in a different computer, but I also didn't want to use CC again, so I used the default ones that came from, I want to say, Freetime? Not Freetime. Freetime one gave the... Where did those Alienware computers come from? Was that... was it open for business, maybe? And now I'm just saving. Oh, you save often because your game crashes a lot and you don't want to lose your progress. And now I'm working on the salon. And I think the salon came out really good. I realized too that unfortunately I left in a bookshelf that was from a Sims 3 conversion. So if you don't have the Sims 3 conversions, you have to actually download it, or it should just autonomously replace the bookshelf. Can't remember if it does that in 2, and I know it does it in 3, but I can't remember if it does it in 2. And here I go having a hard time with the little banisters again, whatever they're called, because I wanted to have 4 columns, but they weren't really spaced the way I wanted them to be, but it works. It works the way I needed it to. This bar I'm working on now, I think it came out really good. You're going to enjoy that. It has everything too. I kind of crammed in a bunch of extra stuff just so it had everything. I used to like this place a lot, but in recent years, well, obviously because of the pandemic, I haven't gone out as much. But even before that, I haven't been able to go out as much because I have work and stuff getting in the way. You know, life gets in the way. And here I was actually surprised that you couldn't take the roofing piece all the way out to the end, so I just left it like that. I don't think it's that bad. So this build took me about 1 hour and 15 minutes for the structure and layout, which is what we're watching now. 46 minutes and 40 seconds for the bar. 56 minutes and 30 seconds for the boutique, and then I did some minor touch-ups in the bar. 33 minutes on the salon, and then 1 hour and 15 minutes on the florist and overall minor touch-ups. There I added this guy, so let's get a prettier view. So here is the salon, and I really like how this one came out. Not the salon, the boutique. I keep calling it a salon. The boutique, and it came out really nice. I think it puts a lot of the default stores to shame, like Nurse's clothing store and the cold import one. I think this is really nice. I didn't know about those mannequins either, so you'll see I add them much later. The windows I had a tough time with because I didn't have the right windows, but I ended up again just getting rid of the windows that would have actually been there for windows that look better. You can find this on Mediafire, and I put the link for that in the description box below. I think it came out really nice. So this boutique has kind of like a high-end feel, even though it's not really high-end. Like you feel like you're getting like a really designer experience, but actually you're actually saving a lot of money and being thrifty. You can start to see it coming along pretty good. And one thing I like to do with The Sims 2 and also with The Sims 4 is I like to make community lots that are more than just one thing. It's a little bit hard on The Sims 4 because the lots are small and it's hard to fit everything in. But on The Sims 2, it's really easy to put multiple different buildings and multiple different things on one lot, and it's better that way because you don't have to go through multiple load screens. A lot of people I talk to say they don't like The Sims 2 because it doesn't feel very realistic and it has a lot of load screens and it's not open world. But I think when you put down the biggest lots you can put down for making stuff fit, and because if you make them all the super big lot, then you're going to have unused space in the backs of lots and you can't put new lots on because they're too close to the other one. Unless you use the lot expander, but that can tend to make your game a bit glitchy. I had a hard time with this florist shop, especially on the roof, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to, because this florist shop got renamed several times. It got, because originally it was, for those of you who don't know, I'm building a real place from where I live, because I make a lot of machinimas and comedy skits about my real life in The Sims, and I already had a front version of this done, so in shots where me and people are walking down the sidewalk, you see this, but it's actually, there's nothing inside, it's all just it's like one of those cutouts that you see in like a theme park or something. It's not real. But I think I got the roof down pretty good, or good enough. And I went with the newer version, and I made a lot of renovations on the newer version. I think here I'm distracted because my audio I was listening to stopped and I wasn't sure what I wanted to listen to next. I watch a lot of, what do I watch? I listen to a lot of music, and I watch a lot of comedy videos when I make these. A lot of times I'll listen to like Twisted Disaster or art videos. I like watching a bunch of different stuff. Now here I am in the salon. Now I wanted these black leather chairs, and I wanted to, like, that would have been perfect if they were black, but obviously they didn't come in black. So then I thought, well, okay, I'll just use the white leather couch. And I thought, no, that looks really dumb. So then I get rid of that and I decide, you know what, I really like that one. I'll make the couch white, I'll make the chairs black, and then I'll do that. So instead of using those leather chairs, I use that fabric chair. And here I'm trying to make the rugs fit the spot. Rugs in The Sims 2 are really tricky because you can't use these snap objects to grid false with them because they get weird textures on them. Now here I am just adding some clipboard to the bar. I don't like to really go in the specific selection categories when I'm doing a specific part. So a lot of times you'll see me like grab stuff from one section of the buy mode and then just put it in a different spot like I am there. So now I'm working on the salon again, and I go back and forth on what I wanted to. I wanted to put one of those little degrees up on the wall because the salon I used to work for, they were really funny about you having like an actual degree. Like, here's that bookshelf I meant, by the way. I really like this bookshelf. It's perfect. It looks just like the one that's actually in there. But it's a Sims 3 conversion from a Russian website. So if you, I'll try to find the link in and put it up in there. If not, it's not that important to just swap out a different bookshelf. Here I am. I was trying to get this like modern-esque looking coffee table that was that same color, but it was just not room for it, and the check-in desk. So now I put this nail salon mod in, and I ultimately take it out in the download version, but I will link it in the comments. Not the comments, I'll link it in the description box below, and you can download that. And then you can just replace the table I ended up putting in there, because I think I just put a regular card table in there at the end. So you can just take out the card table and put that back in there. I just did it so you can see where things go, because in the last one I did, people are like, well, where in the garage are you supposed to put the washing and drying machine? I don't know where to put that. So I ended up putting this in the video, and I took it out at the end. And I think my audio ended again, and I'm looking for something else to listen to. Okie dokie, and then I did the same thing with these lawn chairs, the drying chairs. Now this part, I actually think only 2 of the chairs work. I think the chairs that are facing in work, but not the chairs that are facing out. So if you want to make it playable, just rotate the chairs facing in out. So when your Sims go in, they can actually get their hairstyle, because the Sim can't get behind the chairs where they're standing, is what I meant. Now again, I really wanted to use like that one, the Sims 3 conversion, but I wanted to keep the CC free, mod free, so I just used the old chunky clunky one. Now in order for these all to be perfectly playable, you had to put it like that, but I didn't like how far away from the counters they were, even with the snap object false cheat, so I ended up using the move objects on and just putting them in there like that. And ideally I would have gotten some recolors to make them white or black, but what are you gonna do? So there's the corkboard where people make their reservation, or where people write down what they want and stuff. And then I'm just putting in the mirrors and some pictures of previous clients. And there goes that degree. And I almost didn't put this one in because I didn't realize it was 3-tiler. But I ended up just putting it like that, and I like that a lot. Little TV on the wall so we can enjoy that. I personally, when I go into places like this and there's a TV on the wall, I find it kind of annoying, especially because it's always something like sports or the news, and I just want to see like something lighthearted that's not gonna like draw me in too much and bring me down. And I was looking at those wall speakers, but I don't like the wall speakers in The Sims 2 because you can't turn them off. In The Sims 4 you can turn them off and on, but in The Sims 2 you can't, so I just went with the little CD player. And I put it in front of put it in front of the check-in desk. Now I'm adding in the wash basins. Really like how the salon came out, by the way. I don't think there's any salons in the base game of are even in Open for Business because you would think there would be with these salon chairs, but I'm pretty sure there's not. I don't play Blue Water Village that much, but I don't remember that if they're in there. They might be in there, I'm just in any event. Now I'm working on the bar, and I was trying to find a bar that looked nice. I actually had a really tough time with the bar because I wanted this to actually act as a bit of a restaurant where you can get food, but there was just no way to fit that ginormous 2-tiler, even though you have, it's actually more like a 3-tiler because you have the chef that is always in front of it, and then you have the waiter who has to get the stuff from it. So you'll see what I did there to make it work in a bit. Here I'm doing the bathrooms, and I ultimately went with a different tile because I was trying to find one that was kind of like a beige but not super beige because it looked weird in the boys' bathroom. And I ended up making these way smaller too to make the bar, the dining area of the bar bigger because I was placing these dining tables and it just wasn't happening. Couch goes in there. It was kind of a beat up couch. And then I was thinking about different chairs I could have used in place of the drawing chairs because I thought you saw I took those out already. Now here comes the problem with the bar, because the real bar has one of those little pieces of bar where it's like a table but it lifts up, so you could have people sitting there but then also lift it up and walk out. Couldn't do that, so I just left it empty. And here I go putting in the pool table, because the bar I'm talking about has a billiard table and a billiard table and a dartboard. But unlike in real life, you can't just throw over the pool table because Sims are dumb, they can't walk around it. So what I had to do is I had to just move stuff around to make it fit like the way I could. Karaoke, because no bar is complete without karaoke. And I was having a hard time putting in the jukebox because in real life it's like just really crammed up against the wall. Like it's in front of that couch, but that's not where it would have fit. Now this part gave me, I always hate doing booths because I have the hardest time making them fit. Like that does not look, like you're hardly getting anyone sitting in there. So I ended up making the bathroom a little bit smaller and then just making one where it didn't have both sides seated against the table, only one side, and then the other side was directly up against a window. Now here too I had a hard time because I was looking for kind of like an Italian looking one, like it was dark green. But I didn't have that, so I was going to go with these balloon party ones, and then I went with this one. It's not really the right shade of green, but it looks good, I think. It captures what I was going for. And then I was just putting in the bar stools here. They're not very comfortable bar stools, and they're actually kind of frail. Like if you hit someone over the head with it, it'll break like a prop chair. Here you can see I'm making the bathroom smaller to get that one extra row of the dining in there, and here I go trying to make it fit smaller. So finally you'll see I just move everything over to the wall. Actually, I'm trying to see how much I'd have to go, and there was no way to make it fit like that unless I was like making this bathroom like really small where I couldn't fit stalls, so then I just moved it against the wall like that. And I closed it back up and I painted it again and paneled it again. Here I go making the bar fit with the dartboard. There's actually 2 dartboards, but couldn't fit 2. Now I'm putting some pictures on the wall because a lot of celebrities sometimes go in there, and a lot of people in there are like family. They go in there so much, so we put a lot of people on the wall who are important. Now the dining part, I didn't really have enough room to do it because the chairs in The Sims 2 aren't like in The Sims 3 or 4 where the chairs can like really slide in. So I couldn't put too many dining tables in there because I wanted people to be able to walk through here and not get stuck, because Sims and The Sims 2 are kind of dumb with routing. Adding the television on the wall, and then I'm adding the bottles and some more pictures. I was actually looking for the bottles and I couldn't find them. I nearly gave up on it until I found them way at the end here of the miscellaneous. And you're going to see something cool I do with the fans in just a second. With the fans, I put in these like little elongated lights. I love those a lot. And now I wanted to try really hard in the ceiling fan lights, and you're going to see what I did in a second that looks really cool, or it looks really clever. I think this is a genius build mode move that everyone should be doing. If you use move objects on and snap objects to grid false, you can actually get those little tiny lights inside the fans, and they both work still. Adding in the candles now, and then I also add in some champagne and a birthday cake at the party table. And then here I'm adding in like a little, there are no platforms in The Sims 2, but I gave the illusion of a platform by making this little different color piece that's like a platform. Adding in these colors, and I was really fascinated by how if you laid 2 on top of the other, they made those different colors, but I just wanted it like that, so I did that anyway. Here I add in the punch for the party table. And I wanted to add this kegger in, but I ultimately took the kegger out because I didn't want it, because I realized the kegger you have to download from Mod The Sims. Now, originally, this bar just has like a buffet in the corner, and they don't have a restaurant. They have like catering done like every night. They must make it at a home and bring it in or something, because they got fried chicken and they just keep it in the little mini fridge right there. But there was no way I could even fit the mini fridge in there, because I'd also have to have a sink. Usually I tried to put the sink on the bar like that, but you can't put a sink on the island counters. You have to put it on the counters. It's not like in Sims 4 again. So I think I put the sink on the counter, and then, yeah, I do that. And then I just move the coffee pot there. And the fridge goes out. There's no more fridge anymore. And I don't remember at which point I do this, but I add the special restaurant stove and the little podium for the restaurant outside in the front. And it's kind of like having a little bouncer in the front. So you have the little lady who is at the podium, and she's the bouncer. It's kind of funny having like one little lady be the bouncer. And you'll see what I do with the stove in a minute. So here I'm working on the ladies' bathroom. And one thing I think was interesting is that a lot of my friends that are boys were like shocked. Oh my god, you have a couch in the bathroom? That's not fair. And it's because ladies don't pee on the furniture. At least I think that's why. I don't know why the boys don't have a couch in their bathroom. If it's because they don't pee on it. So now I'm adding in the stalls and urinals, and then the sinks, And I also didn't add in a flower arrangement because they deal it. Apparently, I don't know why the boys' bathroom is like so undecorated. So now I'm working on the boutique, and I really like how this one came out. I had a devil of a time with the little makeup counter, but I think the makeup and jewelry counter, but I think I did a pretty good job if the way I did it took at the end of it. So when I do my salons, I like to put in everything really. There's the podium, move that cool guy, I move him several times. And then when I do my shops and stuff, I like to put in everything that I'm going to use and then try to fit it. At the end. I'm like, what was that noise? It was an airplane. I want to add these game kiosks just so I wouldn't have to travel to a different lot to get games, but there was just no room to put them in here, and they really didn't match the theme. But I did put those souvenirs in the forest up next. I'm just putting in all the racks of clothing. This part's kind of boring to watch. I don't know, do you guys like when I talk and like explain my builds, or do you like when I put the music in? Or do you like when I do completely unrelated audio over the video, like maybe a Q&A, a tag video, story time over these? Because I don't have a preference of how I make them. I like making them, and I don't really care how I make them. I think no matter how I do it, it's really fun to make these. So let me know in the comments which type of audio you prefer to have go over these. Just some music, or me talking about the builds, or an unrelated audio like a story time or topic video like that. So at first I was trying to really use these tan-ish stuff because it matched the kiosk, but the boutique has a lot of white in it, and it also matched the tan matched the racks a lot better. But at some point I realized this isn't going to work, so I just start using everything that's white. This is a long video, by the way. It took me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 hours to do this, probably a little bit longer, like 5 hours almost. And I did it in 5 sessions. And then I merged them all together, and that's when it got kind of good. I was really depressed. I couldn't put anything on the coffee tables. I had to go on end tables because I wanted to put the little perfumes on a coffee table next to those chairs, but I couldn't do that, so oh well. Now working on the little front desk of it. And I think it's really weird that this desk, you can't put the perfumes on the secondary slot, because even the computer of most desks you can. And it must be because it's lower than others, and it's because those perfume things don't lower. Now here's the point that ultimately made me go from using tan to white. You can see I'm trying to get the general shape of the makeup counter, but when I did this, oh, those turned into like really pretty like display cases, and that is ultimately what tore it for me. And I ended up making this a lot smaller with the snap objects to create false and move objects on. And I go to using that glass one instead, and I just get rid of the white one all to get the tan one because I couldn't make it white. Same thing with that. And now I start adding in the clothing racks and the places they actually should go. And you want to put them where the little extra piece that has nothing on it is facing out, because that's the direction that the Sims grab it from. Now here I made the counter a little smaller, but I'm going to make it even smaller again, like one whole tile smaller still. Just moving the clothing around and putting the like little dressing room around. I don't know if I like that the booths themselves are 2 different colors, but I do like that the curtains are. Because there's 4 booths and they have 2 different colors on them. They're not as big as I would have liked. Like, there's like a full-length mirror in those things, and a chair, and a place to hang an outfit up. But in The Sims, we can just pretend all that's in there. And I added some more mirrors all over the place. I think this came out really nice. I would have liked to have had more pinks and more monochrome colors in the actual clothing. Like, we have some like really dark clothing like falls and winters, and I think having some more like light pastel colors for springs and summers would have been nicer. Just have more variety. Like, it looks like you're going in here and it's fall or winter because of the clothing layout. Putting in some decorations now. I wanted to put a laptop in, but again, that is CC, so I wanted that one too. Just put the old clunker in. And I was so pissed I couldn't even put a phone on that desk. I thought that was just a dumb thing to do. So I put the phone in the corner. And I was thinking about trying to change the color of those, but I didn't like them. Because I really wanted to make them match the tan in the clothing racks and the magazine rack. And then I add in some fire alarms in all the establishments. And then the alarm system. Cash register, and I had a hard time. You always have to put a space behind the cash register, so that way and I almost put a cash register in the bar, but then I thought, I don't really want people coming all the way over here to pay for things over here and the line's full over there. Because in restaurants and things too, you just pay via the podium, so I took the cash register out. And now I'm trying to put in an espresso machine, espresso machine, I can't say that word, espresso machine, oh my god, I'm embarrassing myself, espresso machine. Is that a tongue twister? Am I just really dumb? And again, I tried putting in the espresso machine on a coffee table, but I didn't like that, couldn't be on a coffee table, so I just put it on the little makeup counter again. They can come over and get it. And I put the coffee table back. And then when I did go into light, I found something I thought was really cool. But here I'm just adding a little couch that people can sit down and watch their friends modeling different looks like they would in Sims 4. And now I'm doing the bathroom. Just a tiny bathroom. For the staff only. The first time I played this in my neighborhood, because the custom content I have in my game, all of the employees here are blonde girls, which is like so perfect because the girl who actually runs the shop is a little blonde girl. And I thought that was so perfect. And I put these lights on the windows, and I thought that was the most amazing thing. And I moved that little human statue again. Moved him over slightly so you could look at the flamingos in all of their glory. And I love the view when you look in at the shop. Now I'm just going in with some recessed lighting. I didn't pay super close attention to make it all super exact, because it's not super exact in the story. Like, it seems almost randomly placed at times. Adding another carpet in. And I'm just going in and adding. I checked out the nail salon thing there, you see. Checking to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I didn't want to leave any CC in. That's where I put that. I tried really hard to fit that there, but there was just no way. So what I did was kind of cute. So a lot of times at these shops, little free sample people will open up a little kiosk outside on the back alleyways. So I just put that sucker right down in the alleyway, kind of camouflaged it behind the photo booth, and I put a little door out there so they can just go in and get your order. and I've play tested the slot. So far I can confirm the bar works and the salon works and the floor. I haven't tested the floors yet, and I haven't tested the salon yet, but I'm pretty sure the salon will work for the two that are facing out. And you'll figure it out as you go. You'll figure it out. It's not super hard to make adjustments on the fly. Here I go into the floors now. Same thing again. Save after each one, really. So if the game crashes, I don't lose that much. So here I go, just putting in all my tables now. I was really disappointed that in The Sims 2 you can't put different flower arrangements on the different spots of the table. So I swap out a lot of the tables for counters. On the counters you can put three different plants down, but on tables you can only do 2. So now I'm going into the little counter. And I think I might... Did I change it from this one or did I use this one? I can't remember. And it's for the sake of movement, I moved it over there. And again, I did the same thing where you had the part you could walk behind. And cash register goes there. I think that's base game. I'm not sure if it's not. Then I added some vending machines. And then I go back in and add the phone and I start putting plants down like crazy. And that's all I really do for this part, is putting plants down like crazy. In different colors, different styles. I use snap objects to create falls here too. And I think that's all that's really here. Some different dyed flowers. That's why I put the blue ones in to show that they dye their flowers. They take white flowers and they take like a blue food color in the water, and when the flowers drink up the water, it turns the flowers blue. Just some very scraps and remnants outside to show that they've been harvesting their plants. Love the poinsettias. I love them so much. They're probably my favorite flower. Poinsettias or Mirabilis. But there isn't Mirabilis in this game, I don't think. I do get kind of repetitive with the hanging plants just because there weren't a lot of hanging plants. But if you have custom content hanging plants, feel free to replace them. I won't mind if you change the shops at all. Love how the front window came though. So here I am trying to swap to counter because I didn't like that you couldn't put multiples on the same table, so I just do like that and put the flowers on those. And I put some different decor in here for the display. I did have a little bit of a hard time in the upper room getting that statue in the right place, because from street view, if you have the roofs down, you could see straight through and see like the little back closet area on the upper level. But yeah, with this version of the build, I made the newer version of the floors, not the old version. I love those tall plants. You'll see me use a couple more of them. And they're so beautiful. And this would actually be like a really great thing for the open for business, because you could make your own flower arrangements and sell them. That'd be really good for gameplay too. Now this is the part I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know if the Sims will be able to grab those items over those little low planters. So that'll, if not, just get rid of the planters and move them, and then it'll work. Easy peasy. So I think that's all I really have to say, and my voice is kind of going on me because of karaoke night. So I'm gonna just put up some music now, and I'll let you enjoy the rest of this. And there was a slideshow at the very end where you could see all the rooms in their glory. So let's just put the music on now, and I hope you enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, and I put description and all the mods I used in this video, even if they're not in the build, I put links to that in the description below, and then I also put them in my comments. Be sure to share this if you know someone who would enjoy this. And also, if you made it this far into the video, comment poinsettias. Yeah, just comment poinsettias. I like poinsettias. So, yeah, be sure to like, comment poinsettias. Comment if it's not poinsettias. And I'll put the MediaFire link to this download in the description below. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you through the screen. Ta-ta!
Thank you.